what most of the international community, certainly the West, wants to see is the Palestinian Authority, who are in charge of part, or help administer at least parts of the occupied West Bank, playing a role in Gaza. Netanyahu has always been categorical in opposing that. That seems to be a red line for him. It's been one of the kind of the key points of contention between him and the Biden administration. We saw Antony Blinken, just the other week, laying out a plan for the future of Gaza, which would involve the PA, would involve support from Gulf states who would be, sending money, perhaps also contributing security forces to help resolve the law and order situation, which is one of the key obstacles in delivering aid right now, as well as just the sheer amount of aid that is able to cross in. But where does that leave Hamas, for example? I mean, they are still there in Gaza. I mean, we saw last night, there were images of some of their fighters on the streets, masked with their guns, taking part in the celebrations. They're not going to disappear. I mean, even in the occupied West Bank, to be honest, frankly, there haven't been elections in a long time. If there were elections, Hamas would win.
Well, that's the impression when I was there last. That's the impression I got in Ramallah, in other parts of the West Bank. The last time they had elections was, I think, 2006. If they had them again, Hamas would probably wipe the board.
I mean, that might not happen in Gaza. I mean, we hear from people. Obviously, Israel bans us from being there on the ground ourselves as international journalists, but it seems that there's people on the ground there have a lot more resentment to Hamas for their role in this conflict. So perhaps they would not win, but certainly the Palestinian Authority, Fatah, are not particularly popular in any case. But trying to square the circle of working out who would run Gaza in the future if it's not the PA becomes very difficult. I mean, you speak to the Israeli right wing, and their ideas seem, frankly, totally farcical, of some kind of international mandate of countries, or maybe moderate Arab states. But, where does that leave, any Palestinian agency? What kind of Arab country would want to be seen as doing effectively the job that the PA, the Palestinian Authority, is doing in the West Bank? They're accused of being collaborators with Israel, of cracking down on what many people see there as resistance forces. Would Egypt, the UAE, want to risk being portrayed in that kind of role? It'd be disastrous for them.